this guy, you know, that, like, it was just like road guy all the time.
And was you typecasted?
Yeah, and I said to my agent, I said, look, I don't want to do any more roles like that. Like, I want to start playing like policemen now.
Yeah, something
different. I want to do something completely different now. And she was like, you know, she was really honest. She was like, to be fair, the roles aren't out there. And if they are out there, they're not written for a man of your colour.
Oh, really?
They're written for white people. And I was like, well, cool. I'm not going to do anything. So I'm going to wait for those roles.
Yeah.
And then that inspired her, and she was like, well, I'm going to fight. And she started going out and going to directors, going to producers and going, is there a role for Ashley? Right. They'd be like, no. And then she'd be like, what roles do you have? And then she'd see that role for a white band, late 20s or whatever. She's like, seeing.
Yeah.
And then it was my job to go in the room and change their mind.
Convince them.
Yeah, just convince them. And that's what I did. And that's how Silent Witness and loads of those little things that I did that they would never put me on before. That's how they came about. But then Top Boy came and I read it and I was like, ooh. I just watched like, you know, Sopranos, The Wire, you know, shows like that. So I was like, whoa, this is deep.
Yeah, it's deep.
You know, it was the first time that they were depicting kind of black organised crime with some organisation.
Yeah.
You know, like when you watch those mafia shows, you feel the love, you see the hierarchy, that guy has to talk to that guy has to talk to that guy. And when you watch like black shows of that genre, it was more like hoodies, shoot man up, didn't care, right? There's no thought behind what the movements people were doing. And I knew for a fact from people that I've grown up with and known that there was more organised.
You had a bit of insight.
So it was the first time that I seen something that I thought was like a truer representation of what I'd seen before. So I just called my agent and I was like, remember what I said about not doing any roadman roles? I changed my mind, I'm doing this one.
I'm back, baby.
I'm back. And that was the best decision I made, you know what I mean?
Right, so I'm just going to give you my final question before we go on to the Q&A. You mentioned for us to keep our eye out with the music stuff. Is there anything else that you would like your audience to keep an eye out for the future with Ashley Walters?
Yeah, I mean there's a lot, but most of it I can't even talk about. Yeah.
NDA.
But yeah, there's some. Next year there's some really good products. There will be an album next year, so I'm just there will be an album. And there's another big thing as well, but I can't really chat about that yet. I also just finished directing like a really big TV show for Disney Plus.
Wow.
Which is going to be out next year as well. So that's a good look for me. And yeah, there'll be more TV shows. There's a couple of films. Next year is going to be a big year, but you'll start seeing this stuff all over.
Yeah, man, we're proud of you and we can't wait to see what you've got coming to our screens in the future. Right, Dave, you've got the mic there. Guys, we are going to start opening the Q&A now. So if anyone has any questions for Ashley, you're going to raise your hand. Oh, we've got quite a few. We've got some.
Hello Ashley, I mentioned it in when I had the photograph. You did a series of Hustle when you filled in for Adrian Lester. And you actually got to work with Hollywood great Robert Vaughan. What was that experience like and what did you learn from that? Or from him, should I say?
So much, man. Humility, I was always humbled in his presence because he was, correct me if I'm wrong, at the time he was like the last surviving, what was he, Man from Uncle? Yeah. He was great, man, he was great. It was the first time kind of working with someone of his stature and just seeing how, because I mean, no offense, but at the time he was old. He was old, like literally, he was like, you know, you had people sitting him down in the seat and stuff like that on set. But then, this guy knew his fucking lines. Like he was just professional, knew where to look, knew where to be. And he took a shine to me as well. He was like, he really took care of me. And actually, I was struggling through that show because I was a party animal them times. So I was like, I was working 5 days a week. I slept one. You know what I mean? It was one of them ones. And he always kind of helped me through the day and stuff like that. But I think the biggest thing I took away was professionalism and just understanding how to respect yourself and the other people around you that you're working with.
You definitely didn't look out of place, mate. You fit straight in, man. Enjoyed that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it suited the character.
Right, if you want to put your hand up again for any questions.
Hi Ash. It's not really a question, but can you please do your rap that you do in 21 seconds?
I'm not doing that. Yeah, probably later on. If you're sitting at the after party, then you'll hear it then.
Alright,
Sorry to be a party pooper.
Raise your hand, raise your hand.
Security, get him out. That one that just booed over there. I saw that.
Who killed Sully?
Who killed Sully? Is that the question? Hold on. Who do you think killed Sully? Nothing more to talk about then, is there?
Ashley, who's the biggest influence by your family members in your life?
Say again, man, it's so hard to hear.
Who's the biggest influence in your life by your immediate family?
Who's the biggest influence from my immediate family?
Yeah, no, by your immediate family. In your life.
Biggest influence in my life by my immediate family. That's a tough question because my biggest influence is my mum. It's so. No, I know you're saying my family, but it's a tough one. It's one I never really thought about.
When you're growing up in your rap,
like I said in the beginning, bro, I wouldn't say that anyone. It was more about scenes and collectives and stuff like that. But there wasn't one major influence. I'd say if it was for acting, and I'm not just saying that because I'm up this way, but Lenny Henry was a big thing for me. He was the first black man I saw all over my TV, and he was the first black man I saw from the UK that opened his own production company, made his own film. What was it? Alive and Kicking. It was a sick movie back in the day, and I used to watch that over and over again. And then he went to Hollywood and started making Hollywood films. He was the first one to do the prosthetics thing before Eddie Murphy. He had a film, I can't remember what it was called, where he was dressing up and pretending to be like a white man. And it was crazy. So he was a big influence for me. He kind of, first guy I saw that looked like me, came from where I was from. So yeah. Hope that answers your question after you put me on the spot.
Great question, though. We've got any more questions?
Yes, just got Gulliver here. Just got one question. That's actually huge inspiration when we were talking about the stage, stuff like that. I just wanted to ask you, as a fighter, obviously I train today. I just want to ask you, what's your training routine like? How often do you train?
So I train 5 days a week, right? But I do 3 kind of high intensity cardio sessions. So Monday 2 hours, Wednesday 1 hour, Friday 2 hours, and then on my off days, Tuesday and Thursday, I run 5K. But the cardio sessions are like red zone cardio sessions. You probably do similar stuff to what I do because it's all about your endurance, right? For those 3-minute rounds or whatever, so a lot of assault bike sprints, a lot of ski erg, a lot of rowers, and a lot of treadmill, and then a lot of low weight, high rep, dumbbell work and stuff like that. But yeah, that's my routine. And then eating right, I have meal prep, I have a nutritionist, and I'm proper. Especially now, I'm preparing for a role. I have to lose weight and put weight on a lot of the time throughout the year. Yeah, I take that quite seriously.